of something. I think we're made of something.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? Camyo here, and welcome back to another TCG deck profile, another Force of Will TCG deck profile. Now this one is going to be a SunWukong deck. It's not going to be too competitive, I don't think. It might be competitive. Let me know in the comments below. But this is mainly going to be a sort of fun deck. I don't know if you guys have ever seen them, but there are movies called The Monkey King and The Monkey King 2. I'll show them on the screen right now. But I absolutely love those movies. So I have a huge, I guess, connection or appreciation for the SunWukong cards. So this deck is basically going to be a SunWukong deck, strictly based on his story, I suppose. There are some other cards in here as well to help the deck actually run pretty well. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. So our ruler here is, of course, the Monkey King born from stone. Now, if you guys haven't seen the movies, then you definitely should, because it explains why his name is born from stone and all this other stuff. So these cards actually make a lot of sense, and I love how detailed and precise they were with all of their I guess artwork and lore. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. I have such appreciation for this card. I'm so glad Force of Will actually made this. Like, this card actually made me happy. Like, this is probably my favorite ruler in all of Curse of the Frozen Casket. So, but his ability is Judgment for 2 wind and 2 of any color. You may pay a wind and 2 wind less to play this ability if you control Sha Wujing and Zhu Bajie. So you'll see those soon. He also has Energize, so if he goes second, if you're the player who goes second, you get a wind energy attached to this card that you can spend at any time. He also has for 1 wind energy, or 1 wind stone. I think I said grass energy a minute ago, but anyway, 1 wind stone. For 1 wind stone, he can search for his. For 1 wind stone, you can search your deck for a card named Flying Cloud, reveal it, and put it in your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So that's his ability, and then you flip him over after his Judgment. He flips over into his J Ruler, who is the Great Sky Sage, SunWukong. He is a 1000/1000, and his ability is, when this card enters your field, search your deck for a card named Sha Wujing and or a card named Zhu Bajie. Reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. And for the cost of 0, you may put a card named Flying Cloud from your hand into the field. So the main thing for this deck is you want to run 4 of the Flying Cloud, and then you want to have all of them in your hand and play them for free when you Judgment. So it's a really good, actually, because you'll see later on that the card Flying Cloud is actually very, very good, especially connected or combined with SunWukong. So then for our stones, our magic stones, we run 5 wind magic stones. 5 regular wind magic stones. Then we run 1 magic stone of blasting waves. This is a stone that can produce either green or red. And then we run 2 magic stone of deep wood. This is a stone that can produce green or water. And then we run 2 magic stone of Hearth's core. This produces either fire or water. So as you guys can tell, this is a green, red, and blue deck. So wind, fire, and water deck. So on to the resonators. We run 1 Magic Born Vegetation. It's a decent card. You can rest it to put a counter on it, and for each magic counter on it, you can rest it and banish it. Those counters to produce a wind stone energy. So, and he's a 0, 100, 1 drop. So he's okay. He's not super great. He'll probably be targeted super fast. So that's why we only run one of him. Because if we get it off, that's fine. If we don't, we can play him for very cheap, and he can be targeted by the players. It's fine. It's fine. So we only run one of those. But then we run 4 Sacred Elf. You can rest her to produce a wind stone, and she's a 1 drop, 2, 3. And then we run 2 Sorceress of Heavenly Wind Melfee. Melfee's super good card. She's quick cast. When this card enters your field, prevent all damage that would be dealt by target J Resonator this turn if you played 2 or more cards this turn. And she can also rest to produce any color magic stone. So she's a 2 drop, 1 wind, and 1 of any color. She's a 3/6. Super good card. Super good card. And then we run 1. We can definitely run more if you want to, but I only run 1 Red Riding Hood. She's a 2 drop, 3/4, and she says, when this card is put into the graveyard from your field, put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into your field rested. And this card gains +4/+3 as long as you control 5 or more Magic Stones. This card gains Swiftness, First Strike, and Precision as long as you control 7 or more Magic Stones. So it's a really good card, but you're probably not going to get all of those effects. You're more than likely only going to get 1 or 2 of those effects. So that's why I only run her at 1. But you can definitely run her at more than that, because late game, you never know, you might run into her, and that would be a super good card to play. So, but I only run her at 1 for now. And then we run 4 Zhu Bajie. This card is a 3 drop, 1 wind, and 2 of any color. It's a 7/8, 700, 800. And then it says, cards named Great Sky Sage SunWukong you control gain +200, +200, and Swiftness. And then it says your opponent pays 1 more, 1 of any color more, to play Additions and Regalia. So that's a really good card. It makes your opponent have to pay more for their cards, which is super annoying, and it definitely hinders a lot of decks. And then we run 3 Sha Wujing. We run 3 only because I tech this. I need to run 4, but I don't have another of this guy. So I have a bear in here. So we're technically running 4 because I don't really count that card. He's just in here because I don't have 4 of him. So we run 4 Sha Wujing. He's a 3 drop, 1 wind, and 2 of any color. He's an 8/7. And he says, cards named Great Sky Sage SunWukong you control gain +200, +200, and Precision. And then it says your opponent pays 1 more to play Chance. So I love this card more than the other card even, because it makes your opponent play 1 more to play their Chance, which is super good. And then we play 2 of the Ox King. We play 2 of the Ox King. He's a 6 drop, 2 fire, and 4 of any color. He's a 15/15. So this is our big heavy hitter right here. But we play him because the main villain in the first the Monkey Kings movie is this guy, which is super, super cool. I love that. So we play this because it's part of the story or the lore behind SunWukong. So I love that so much. But anyway, this card says he has Precision, which is super good. And it says, whenever a resonator that was dealt damage by this card this turn is put into the graveyard, put 5 +100/+100 counters on this card. So if this card kills one card, if this card attacks and kills one card, then he becomes a 2000, and so on and so forth. The more cards he kills, the stronger he gets. So that's super, super good card. So if we get him out there, it's pretty much game over. But then we run, now we're on to our spells, chants, regalia, all that stuff. So we run 4 Flying Cloud. Flying Cloud is probably the main card of the entire deck. It's sort of a combination deck. There's no card that's more important than the other pretty much. But this card, I would say, is probably, if there were cards that were more important, this card would probably be top. So it's a 1-drop, and it says, as long as this card is not bestowed to a card and your J ruler is wind, it gains +200/+200 and flying. And then it says, as long as bestowed resonator is wind, it gains +200/+200 and flying. And then to bestow it, it's a wind and to tap or rest. So no matter, so if it's not bestowed to anything, your J ruler, if it's wind, gets +200/+200 and flying. And if you bestow it, the same thing happens to whatever's bestowed to. And then we run 2 cloning magic. We really only run this because it's a SunWukong card, and I wanted to have at least one in here. But you don't have to run this at all. You can definitely run something else in its place. But it's a 2-drop, 1 wind and 1 of any color, and it says, it's a quick cast, and it says target resonator gains whenever you play an activate ability of this card, copy the ability. You may choose new target for the copy until end of turn. And then it has Turret, draw a card. So basically this card is pretty much useless, I would say. So you definitely don't have to run it, but I like running it because I'm super nostalgic, I guess, if that's the right word. But I love this card just because it's a SunWukong card, and you can see that he uses his cloning magic in the movies, the Monkey King movies, and his lure. He uses cloning magic a good deal, so I really like that, and I wanted to include it into the deck just for my own purpose. Yeah, anyway, now we have 2 Home of the Sages, because SunWukong is a sage, and he needs to go home, you know? He needs a home to go to, and so we gave him a home. We put, it's for 1 wind and 1 of any color. It's a 2-drop, and as long as you play a card this turn, you can tap this and produce a will of any color. And then it says you can tap it and rest 2 of any color, or rest 2 will of any color, and banish this card and draw a card. So we run 2. It's not super great, but we run 2 because it's pretty decent. And then we run 3 Magic Stone Analysis. Magic Stone Analysis is an amazing card. It definitely lets you get advantage on the willpower and stones. So it's a 2-drop, 1 wind and 1 of any color. And it says, search your Magic Stone deck for a non-special Magic Stone and put it into your field. Then shuffle your Magic Stone deck. So it doesn't come into the field rested, nothing like that. All you have to do is pay 2, and with the monsters that can rest for the will that you need, maybe even the Home of the Sages, all that other stuff that you can use to pay for this, your will is going to ramp up. So it's super good. I love it. And then we run 2 Heavenly Gust. Heavenly Gust is sort of a situational card, so it's not really necessary. So that's why we're running it 2, but it is a good card. Let's see, it's a 2-drop and it's a quick cast, and it says choose 1. Destroy target addition or regalia, and it says Turret. Destroy all additions and regalia your opponent controls if you played 1 or more cards this turn. So you can play this and destroy a addition or regalia, Or if you played a card this turn, you can destroy all of the additions and regalia they have. So it's definitely a good card. If they don't run too many additions or regalia, then it can kind of just sit in your deck and take space, but it's definitely a good card. I apologize if you guys can hear my voice kind of going out. I apologize. But then we run 2 Tiger Charge. It's a 1-drop, quick cast. It says target resonator gains plus 400 plus 0. And first strike until end of turn. So whatever we play is going to get 400 more attack. So it's definitely a good card, especially for lower cards, like the cards that produce will and things like that. It can boost them up and either save them or kill off whatever's attacking them, and so on and so forth. So that's a good card. And then we run 3 Fairytale Library Alexandria. This card is super good because you can, when this card enters your field, choose a race. Resonators you control of the chosen race gain swiftness. So let's say you add this, it's an addition so it stays on the field, and this is a constant ability. So you play one of these and say Myth. Okay, so as soon as you say Myth, and then say next turn or a turn later on, or later on in the game, you can play the Ox King. And then your Ox King, that's super powerful and super beefy, gains swiftness. So as soon as he's played, boom, you're attacking them for 15 and more if he kills something that turn. So good, so good. So you play this, name a race, and that race gains swiftness. So you can play 2 of these and say Elf, because I'm pretty sure we run Myth and Elf, and that's about it. So you can play 2 of these, and then everything that you play again has swiftness. So that's so good, so good. And then we run 1 Introspective Jutsu. It's a 3-cost, 2 fire, and 1 of any color. So it's kind of pricey, especially in the fire department. So we only run 1, just because this is a good card. It's a quick cast, and it says target resonator gains plus 1000 plus 0 until end of turn. So something dies. If you play this, something is dying. So that's a super good card, but it's a little pricey for this deck, so that's why we only run 1. And then for the last card of the deck, we run 3 Charlotte's Water Transformation Magic. It's a 1-drop, 1 water. It's a quick cast with Remnant, so you can play this up to 6 times basically. So each of these cards can be played once from the graveyard. So it says, target resonator loses all abilities and becomes a 400/400 bear until end of turn. So that card is going to save you a good deal, especially if you have your Zhu Bajie or your Sha Wujing. That's definitely going to save them, because then it turns your whatever's attacking you into a 400/400, and they lose their abilities and all that. So they're only attacking you with a 400/400, and these guys can definitely block and kill a 400/400. Alright, so now onto the overview. So you're going to want your SunWukong out here, but before you J-Resonate, or Judgment, I don't know where J-Resonate comes from, I always want to say J-Resonate, but before you Judgment, you're going to want as many of Sha Wujing or Zhu Bajie out here as possible. You're going to want as many of these guys out here as possible, because they're going to amplify his attack, and give him precision and swiftness. So you're going to want as many of these guys out as possible to crank him up. So let's say you have at least 2 out here, just 1 of each. So it's going to be +4/+4, so he's a 14/14 with swiftness and precision when he comes out. And then before you send him out, you're going to want to use his ability as much as you can. So you're going to want all 4 copies of your Flying Cloud in your hand, if possible. It's fine if it's not, but you're going to want as many of these in your hand as possible, because when he's out on the field, you can play these for free. and give him +2/+2 and flying for each of these. So that's +8 plus with flying. So he'll be, with just this setup, he's 2,200 with flying, precision, and swiftness. So that's super broken. 2 turns and they're done. They're donezo. That's it. So if you can get all this set up and all this out here, that's the game, pretty much. They'll lose after the next turn. So with that being said, that's basically the deck. There are other cards that help you out. Like, you don't necessarily need these and everything, but that's the biggest strategy. That's the best way to win, is this setup. If you have more of these guys to boost him up even more, that's even better. But if you don't, that's fine. And yeah, so that's basically it. Your backup plan is probably the Ox King. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like button down below. If you're part of the Camyo Corps, definitely hit that like button down below. Show me some love. And if you're not a part of the Camyo Corps and would like to be, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button and you're automatically a part of the Camyo Corps. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Have a great day. Peace out. And watch the Monkey King videos. They're super good. They're kind of corny, but they're really good. See you guys.